Ring, isn't it? Yeah, the old induction stove's really good. Really good. I have a plan to put a socket in here so I can plug it in there. In fact, I should do that soon instead of that cable that I've run around there uglily, what a great word that is. Just look at this morning. It's not too shabby, is it? Well, good morning all. I'm here aboard Tapatya in lovely sunny southern Spain, and we'll probably be here for a while yet because I'm hoping to haul out here. I'm trying to get an appointment to haul her out. I want to do the bottom paint, although that's actually not too bad, but adjust the waterline again, try and get that right, do the bottom paint. But the most important thing is to do the seals and bearings on the sail drive output shaft. So I say I'm trying to get an appointment for that. It's a little tricky here because you have to not only have liability insurance, which I have, but you've got to get your insurance company to stamp a paper, and that's a little bit tricky because my insurance company's in Germany, so I've got to get the paper to them. Anyhow, whatever. I've never met this anywhere else that you need this degree of liability insurance just to haul out. Everywhere else is pretty chilled with it, but there you go. That's the way they do it here. And I was going to say a few words about cooking on board, because as you probably know, if you're a regular viewer, I mainly cook on board with this wonderful Dickinson diesel stove, which is very, very old, and I love it. And when we're underway, it's the perfect cooking stove. It warms the boat as well in colder climates. You've heard me talk about this before. But when we're in the marina, as we are now, and plugged into shore power, there's a much quicker option, and that is to use one of these induction hobs. It's just a single ring, so you're not going to do multiple pot cooking, or you can by taking them on and off, of course. But this has the wonderful advantage that we're running on the marina shore power, and since you pay for electricity anyhow, you're getting it in the costs. Saving diesel, obviously, in terms of emissions, possibly better there, depending on how they're making the electricity. It's really fast, and I like it a lot. So those are my two cooking options: the diesel when we're not plugged into shore power, and I use the induction stove when we are plugged in. And adding even more luxury to the life of shore power is this one, the good old electric kettle, which as you see, I've got two outlets here, but this is shore power black, and the white one here is inverter. Now my inverter is only 250 watts, so it won't run a kettle, but it's good for small things. But truth is, I hardly ever use it. Battery charging is the only thing I ever use it for, and that's not very often because I charge most batteries over to 12 volt. But the electric kettle is a wonderful thing for a cup of tea. Fast, of course, and running on shore power. And the third little luxury item for those chilly mornings is this little electric heater. So these are the little luxuries that we have when we're plugged into shore power. I hope it's clear that I never run more than one of them at any one time. It's probably a 16 amp supply, so I always switch. If I've got the heater on, I switch it off to boil the kettle and so on. But it makes life very, very comfortable. And the marina rates in this part of the world vary between summer and winter rates, and the winter rates are much, much more affordable. So it does make overwintering at a dock, get you out of the winter storms and all of that, a very, very possible option. Stand back up. Should be good. Bit of brekkie. It's all right, isn't it?
Yeah.
Breakfast.
All right.
There we go then.
Gotta eat that now.
Indeed. Put that camera down. Just got back from the little hardware store in town and picked up some cable, some Flexi 3-core mains cable, and this little plug socket thing. And as I said last week, I think I want to put a socket on the bulkhead by the stove, a bit behind the stove there, so I can plug the induction hob in there easily. The plan is just to put the socket on here somewhere, which should be much tidier and easier, and I can run the cable down and under through the lockers, through the cupboards, connected up in the engine room where I've got mains in there, and should be tidy. Won't see that cable at all if all goes well. So time to go for it. These out of the way. Make a bit of room in there. That should be good to get that light out of there. We just have a bit of slack on that, clip that around there like that. That'll be behind all the books anyhow, won't see it. Lovely. I've got my box, taking the little thing out for that. These are nice little boxes actually. Get over there. I strip the ends of the wire. I'm gonna hook that up now. There it goes. That'll come through there, that's for sure. This hooks into here like this, like that. That's very good. That is very good. Yes, lovely. And now we'll just pull back through there. That will stick to the wall there. A couple of screws. Good. Nearly ready. That bit goes on next to that round, I think. Yep, and that one goes on after that, and the other way around. Yeah. And that will obviously plug beautifully into that, like that, when we got it out of the way and sorted properly. That's the only visible bit of cable. The rest of it will be clipped up down in under these lockers through to the engine room. Well, a bit of a fiddle hooking up in the engine room there, as I hadn't left much in the way of slack cable on the one I wanted to join it into. So, but anyhow, I've got there. It's joined, cable's all clipped up, tidy, out of the way, safe, and I'll just plug the electricity back in. There we are now, and there we are. Power. Lovely. Very nice. and now all I've got to do is tidy up. Because a little project like that involves taking half the boat apart. In fact, I've had things out of both settee cushions. I put the cushions back in place just to keep the place tidy, but that's the way it is with boat work. You pull everything apart to get to things. It's all stowed away, of course. Oh, that's life. Well, varnish trim is a choice, and a choice that a lot of people don't make. It obviously involves some maintenance, and I'm just doing the tow rail. As you see, I've got 5 coats on there now. I'll get another 3 on, and there's some other bits that I shall work around and work my way around gradually, really. I quite enjoy doing it. Bit of a blustery one today. Marina rattling, halliards slapping. Not mine so very much, but some others are slapping pretty well. I've been busy this week though on Hazel's boat quite a lot. We're building a nav table in there and sealed some of the ports in a doghouse there. So it's been an interesting, fun project. I haven't videoed that. Hazel has videoed that. She'll show that on her channel, Sailing Alanya Wally, YouTube channel Sailing Alanya Wally. The link is in the description, I'm fairly sure. We did though meet up with another YouTube channel. That's the guys from the Incompetent Crew, Carly and Ben. We've known them for quite a while. We met them first in Galicia in northern Spain, and they're a lovely couple. Both very, very capable. Carly's a trained chef cook, and Ben is very, very capable at his boat repair. Does quite a lot of interesting boat repair stuff. So their channel is well worth checking out. Also a good dose of humour in there, which I very much enjoy. The Incompetent Crew on YouTube. Check it out, guys, if you haven't already. So morning all. We're off for a little explore today. We're going to get the ferry across to Cadiz and then meet a couple of friends. We're going to meet up with them and then get the bus or train, I think, and then go for a bit of a hike in the countryside around about, have a look around. So that should be lovely. The weather is so beautiful. It's early February. Yesterday was 20 odd degrees. Today should be the same, I think. Sunny, clear, blue skies, delightful. So in between busy bits with the boat, I have got to get into the office and make an appointment for the haul out tomorrow, I think. But anyhow, this would be nice to see them. We haven't seen them for a while, and a little look around the countryside would be delightful. On the ferry. Yeah. So this is the ferry from Rota to Cadiz. It costs €5 each way per person, which is pretty cheap. It's about a 40-minute crossing or something like that.
Yeah, 45.
Is it 45? And so it makes it very easy to get to the big city. Runs several times a day, and yeah, lovely. Gets you out at sea as well.
Don't mind.
Oh my gosh! So good.
Mud flats, egrets.
How deep do you think this is at high tide?
About a metre by looks, I think.
Shit.
So there's salt doing sword extraction there. One of the big ships though. It looks at the graphic. There's some.
Maybe it wasn't tilted up back there.
Yeah.
That's quite a place.
Come on, we can't forget.
Where is it?
No problem.
So we've looked these up. They're Bermuda buttercups and they're edible. So we did a bit of foraging. Carly's going to demonstrate how delicious they are.
First you smell them for dog pee
Yeah,
or human pee.
yeah, or any other pea come to that.
Don't smell any of that. And they're
It's
supposed
a
to
bit like a
taste
clover,
like
doesn't it, the leaf?
arugula or a rocket,
Oh, is
but
it?
like
Yeah.
or sorrel, a mixture
Yeah.
between. Mm-hmm.
And it does.
Citrusy, a little peppery. Okay. It's good in a salad.
Come on, thank you.
I'll give it 10
Wow,
minutes.
that's very citrusy. You'll give it 10
I'll give it 10
minutes.
minutes and see what happens.
That's incredibly
Oh,
citrusy.
great flavour.
Wow. That's amazing.
Citrus and pepper, yeah.
You can imagine it in a salad now. Ooh.
They actually taste really good. See if we die in a minute. Use this young fella then. That just kind of seems a bit South American in style, but maybe not. I don't know. I know nothing. It's a little fixer-upper if anyone wants a project. And this is a bit of a contrast to the city.
This lady's dress. She looks cute. This lady's cute too.
Cute, think you?
I like these guys actually a lot.
Reminds me of some sort of Gerald scarf stuff.
Look how long her arms
Oh, well done, yeah. Well, there we go. That's it for this week. Thank you for watching. In the unlikely event that you've got this far through the video and are not a subscribed person to this channel, please subscribe. And of course, massive thanks goes out to the lovely, lovely people who support us via Patreon and PayPal. And see you next time. Bye.